A few years ago, a beautiful song by Justin Bieber came out, co-written with none other than Ed Sheran, entitled Love Yourself. In this song about love and self-worth, Justin uses sharp words to address an ex-girlfriend who selfishly took advantage of him and his celebrity to satisfy her own interests. Noting with some regret that the relationship is over, he tells her to go and love herself. Cause if you like the way you look that much, oh baby, you should go and love yourself. Besides the contempt that transpires from these words for being used, one can also glimpse, in my opinion, a concern for this girl to whom he wants to advise her to really start loving herself. Intense words that reveal an important truth about love. Namely, that to learn to love others, one must first learn to love oneself. This girl's relationship was not motivated by love for him, but neither was it motivated by self-love. A person who throws away an important love only out of selfishness logically has no love for himself. Jesus also tells us in today's Gospel, love yourself, when he speaks of the great commandment of love. You shall love your neighbor as you love yourself. Certainly, Jesus is not talking about selfish or narcissistic love that puts self at the center by trampling others underfoot, but about caring for oneself and one's own good as a prerequisite for caring for the other and his good. A conflictual or sick relationship with oneself results in a conflictual and sick relationship with the other. Manipulating the other and subjugating him to one's own interests is not only a sign that one does not love the other, but that one does not even love oneself. But how can one truly love oneself? Jesus tells us again today when he speaks of the first and greatest commandment. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. Genuine love for oneself and for others is a consequence of love for God. Love for God is the great and first commandment. Love for oneself and for others, while similar to the first, is, however, the second commandment, not the first. In a building, it is the first floor that supports the second floor, and not vice versa. If we get the first floor, love for God, out of the way, the second floor, love for self and others, crashes in on himself. It cannot stay up. If love for self transcends selfishness when it opens up to love for the other, so too does love for the other transcend selfishness. For there can be selfishness of couple, family, community or nation, or spaces, when it opens up to God. Love for God must involve our whole selves. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart. That is, with all the love of which ye are capable. Love for God is not one of the many loves of our life, but is the greatest love, a total, exclusive love. With all our mind, with all our intelligence. It is not just about feelings and emotions. Loving God is the most serious and important thing in life. To love with the whole mind is to give reason for our faith. Faith without reason would only be superstition, magic. With the whole soul, that is, with our deepest essence, our being, our spirit which in the union of heart and mind. One cannot love God with the heart alone. This would just be sentimentalism. Nor with the mind alone. This would just be rationalism. But with both merged in a higher union, namely the soul, our truest and deepest self. To conclude, Justin Bieber, the world's richest under 30 star, 150 million records sold, hundreds of millions of followers on social media, over 30 billion streams on Spotify, one of the most successful recording artists in history. After years of profligacy, drugs and problems with the law, he made a radical change in recent years. He converted, got married in the church, and said on social media, "The Catholic faith changed my life." After hitting rock bottom, he realized that to rise from the abyss, he had to relearn how to love God, to love himself, love yourself, and to love others. He stated, "I took a deep plunge in faith after hitting a very low point in my life. I am not trying to earn God's love by doing good things. God has already loved me for who I am before I do anything to earn or deserve His love. I am a follower of Jesus, and I only want to be led by Him. When you accept Jesus, Jesus says you walk with the Holy Spirit. So I think I just want to be led by the Holy Spirit." Let us also be led by the Holy Spirit, who teaches us today through Jesus the greatest truth about love, and that is that you only truly love when you love with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul. Everything else, call it what you will, but don't call it love.